Okay, so I'm going to show how to open up to upgrade or repair Dell Inspiron 7459 all-in-one computer. So first what you want to do is remove all the screws from the bottom. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, once you remove the 9, you can take this cover off. All the screws come out. I don't know if somebody opened this before, but all the screws come out except this one. It has a little thing that keeps it in place, so this screw actually stays here. Okay, and then you can take the RAM out. Just push the two metal prongs to the sides, just like this. So here's the type of RAM. DDR4 RAM. This one, 2133P. Okay. So you don't actually have to take the RAM out to remove the bottom cover, but yeah, so I'm kind of just showing you. So this one also same thing, but 4 gigs. Okay, so I'll put this back in. So this cover is actually very difficult to remove just because the clips are very strong. So if you can see on this side, there's the headphone jack here. It sticks out into the cover, so make sure when you lift it that you lift this side first, so that way you can get it over the headphone jack. If you lift from this side, you'll actually damage the thing because it'll pull the headphone jack up and it'll rip it off the board. So just be careful with that. Okay, you can kind of tell if you pull on this. Let's see if I pull on this corner. You can, let's see if you can see, but as you can see, it's lifting that. Okay, so you don't want to do that. So it's a little tricky because there's a really strong clip right in the middle here, and then a really strong clip right in the middle here. So what you want to do is you need something really kind of strong like this, or a thick prying tool. And what you want to do is just start near the corner, because the corner is easiest since there's a gap. And then you can slide the tool down, and then if you can, so what you have to do, you actually have to get it up inside a little bit. You can't really do it from the edge, okay? So go up inside, insert the tool kind of inside a little bit, and then you can slide it down. And then once you get, let me see if I can do this with one hand, but once you get to the halfway point or close to it, which is about here, then you can kind of like just pry on it kind of hard like that. I found the easiest way is you get it here and then you can pry this way. Okay, after you get that corner or that middle clip, then you can go all the way around. Let's see if I can get to it. You can actually just brute force pull it after you get that one clip, but let me see if I can do it this way so it's a little easier to see. So let's see here. Okay, I might have to just brute force pull it. Okay, so since I got that middle one, I'm gonna just pull on it, but remember, you want it to like flip up this way because the headphone jack is there. So this is what I did last time. I just pulled on it. So what I did is I put my thumb here and I push down while I pry up with my fingers, just like that. Okay, and it will come out. And then make sure when you lift it, this thing is actually really heavy, it's all metal, then slide it this way so you don't damage the headphone jack there. Okay, so here you can see how the clip is. So in the middle here, there's these let me see here, it's not on that side, it's on this side. Okay, so here you can see there's these metal pieces that stick out on here, and then on the bottom one here. Okay, and on here there's the little clip here, so this is what holds it in place. So these clips will hold it in place. I don't know why they put these really strong clips here. I guess just to make it harder so people won't know how to open it, because they could easily, I guess you could easily take these clips off and then you don't have to worry about it in the future, since there's already the screws holding the metal plates in place. So yeah, so that's the metal plate. All right, so now you can see they did a kind of strange design with this stuff, but it actually makes it easier. So the RAM, I already took it out. Then you got this M.2 SSD. I believe this is a SATA M.2. It's a half chip. It's not the full length. So if you wanted to replace that, you could, but you need to get the half chip. So since it's a standard SATA, it's not really faster than replacing the regular hard drive with an SSD. So I just replaced the regular hard drive with an SSD on this one. And you can put much larger SSDs since this is only a half chip. So you got the speakers here, the cable runs through. So if you're going to take the hard drive out, you have to make sure to remove this. I left the screws out, but there's 4 screws that hold the hard drive in place. There's a cable here for these 2 USB ports. Okay, you don't have to take this out to get to the hard drive. So I'll show you that in a bit. There's not many screws holding this board, but because there's a customer's computer, I'm not gonna like take these out if I don't need to. You can see the wireless card here. You'd have to take this little screw out and this plastic cover. But to remove the antennas from the wireless card, what you do is you pull on the tail, and that will make the wireless antenna flip up this way. That's the safest way to remove it. If you try and pry from this side, you can actually break the connectors. Then you got all these connectors here. I'm not sure exactly what it is, what these go to, but this usually is going to be like a webcam cable if it's similar to other computers, and then there's like the LCD. I'm guessing it's like touchscreen and LCD and whatever other connectors are on the front. But it looks pretty simple. Here's the fan. Then you got the fan connector here. To remove these connectors, usually what you want to do is grab the 2 sides and kind of just wiggle it. This one, when the tape was like new, I couldn't tell was there, and I thought I had to remove this, so I was pulling and I was like, why isn't it coming out? And then I realized there was this tape. So if you do need to disconnect that, make sure peel this tape up, and then you can pull this. And then there's this little latch that holds this. All you do is just pull on it like that, and then this flips out of the way. Okay, so for the hard drive, remove the 4 screws. Then you want to disconnect the speaker connector. So like I said, you just grab the 2 edges and kind of just wiggle it just like that. Okay, this one's a little bit tricky. So it's routed through these little metal things here. On this one, there's a part of the cable, so the cable's like flat one way and then it's like wider the other way. So to get it out from under here, you actually have to twist it so the flat side can slide under. Because if you do it this way, then it's like stuck. So twist it and then you can slide it out, and then just move that aside. And this hard drive connector, they put a little adapter on it to make it easier to put in, but it's not a very good design. I think it comes loose easily. So I'll show you. So basically, you have this little metal tab that you can get your fingernail under. You just pull on it like that. Okay, and then when you do that, you can take this out. Make sure when you put it back to put this side first so it goes slightly under this cable, because if you just try and push it straight down, it'll like cut into this cable. Okay, the hard drive's just like that. Then you got 4 screws and the adapter. So they basically just make these flat connector pins, so it just connects to the board with these things. I've seen some HP laptops do that before, but yeah. So then to get this thing off, just like everything else, basically use your fingernails, get between the edges, and kind of just wiggle it just like that. Okay, and then you can see it's just the standard SATA connector. There you go. All right, just like that. Make sure you put it the right way. So when you put it back, just make sure that you have the screws facing down. Okay, so the screw holes for the hard drive face down, and then the screws go this way, so the top of the drive is facing up like that. Okay, that's pretty much it. When you put it back, make sure that you put the side with the audio jack first. Again, like put it diagonal at an angle like this. Okay, so that way you don't break off the ports. And that's pretty much it. When you get to these clips, you have to like squeeze it really hard for them to clip in place. So just know that when you put the cover back on, you have to kind of put a lot of pressure to get these clips to go back in. But that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. If this helped you out, please help me out by liking and subscribing. All right, thank you very much. Bye.